Zatene kwebaza okuba nti oli ku STV munafa tulaba enkyana kola lyo abagiyita ba hot seat it's a Friday panel mu ngeri ate special oba mu ngeri enjawulo nga bulijjo nze nno wasenyondo sine munange Arfat Musoke nkujukiza tubawo ffenna every day from Monday to Friday mu nsonga za first show wano ate nga tukujukiza nti nno tubaawo okubanga tugera ku nsonga zikwata ku byobufuzi ebyenjigiriza lero tuli kubya buli bwenguzi a very serious topic tubagamba nti banaffe akaseera kano tubakubiriza nti atanaba kwegemesa bannange mugende mwegemesi kubanga we have to open the economy okusinziira ku nteekateeka ya gavumenti tugende twegemese ageme ku kikuuko kyagenda mu maaso asobola okugenda wali ku paaka asobola okugenda Entebbe Meazi Garden asobola okugenda e Namboole asobola okugenda ku State Square please tuukawo ate naye munaffe atulaba nga osobola okuba ati nno osobola okufuna essomero eryo osobola okugemeryawo abantu please do it so that you can have the economy open again. Well, a Friday panel lero yanjawulo kubanga nsonga nkulu nnyo nsonga zikwata ku corruption juga tulina Honorable Asuman Kiyingi Deputy Chairperson Leadership Code Tribunal ate ne Mr. Stephen Kilolo so kamba sebadde mbakula Mr. katono nnyo Mr. Arfat Musoke atuvuge muko mu bibuuzo ebiddako Honorable Asuman Kiyingi damu tulamuseko katono nnyo ate Mr. Stephen Okelo please also you once again say hello to the viewer. Honorable damu tulamuseko sir.
Bannaye abatulaba mwenna n'abatuwuliriza mwasuze mutya good morning.
Bwatyo bwana bise ate era Mr. Stephen Okelo please one more time once again say hello to the viewer.
Yeah, thank you very much Noah and good morning viewers. Like you said, Stephen Okelo is my name from the Inspectorate of Government. Thank you.
All right, Arfat Musoke, tutwaleko mu bibuuzo ebiddako.
Okay, mbakulisizaayo nange abalabi baffe mwenna bakyatambula naffe wakati mu lutalo lwe twenyigidde edda ffenna nga twagala tubeere nga tukwatiramu okulaba nga tulwanyisa obuli bw'enguzi. Boogera ku buli bw'enguzi bwanannuwo omuntu ayinza okubawulira ng'ekigambo naye twogera ku ssente eyiyo ggwe genda mu mikono gy'omuntu omu nga yalibadde ekola eddwaliro lyo oluguudo lwo n'ebintu ebirala bingi nnyo so wano nno wenjagala okugenda mbuze ku kkojjange Kiyingisebo kubanga muzaalibwa Bandiga ate nga ne producer waffe naye azaalibwa Bandiga so kakati nno tuba bamukisa kojja mukulu Asuman Kiyingisebo mulamuzi tulabye obukiiko bungi n'enteekateeka nnyingi nnyo ezibaddeyo nga zigezaako okulwanyisa obuli bw'enguzi mu ggwanga lyattu Uganda alisi akaseera akawezeewezeeko golowooza kooti eno gy'oliko nga amyuka omukulembeze waayo oba akakiiko kano kagenda okuba nga kalwanyisa obuli bw'enguzi kayinza kuteekawo njawulo ki mu kulwanyisa enguzi mu ggwanga lyattu erya Uganda so nno mbali njala twongerezeeko nekino nakyo kinziremu kolumu ombuulire okuva lwotugambye nti mwalayizibwa oba ogambye mu gwa munaana kuba mwalayizibwa mutambudde mutya biki bye mwakasobola okukungulawokko sofa
neyanziza nnyo kooti eno Leadership Code Tribunal is a game changer mu luzungu kubanga eruddewo nnyo nga eyogerwako naye nga tejjanga oba nga teteekebwangawo is a game changer kubanga kati wakyali kwekwasa nga bwe mbagambye omusango wa lukyamuzi bwe gwaggwanga baga nti lukyamuzi tasobola kuva mu parliament kubanga tewali kooti yamuwozesa eri independent oli yali complainant prosecutor ne judge investigator ne judge so kooti neziga nti walina okubeerawo tribunal kakati tribunal weeri erina obusobozi erina abantu abali qualified facilities weeziri zonna abantu bonna kati abanaaba IGG banaaba anoonyerezaako nafindinga nti baamenya amateeka g'obukulembeze baali enguzi oba bakozesa ofisi aboovi bajja kuwozesebwa twalayizibwa 24 omwezi gw'omusanvu omwaka 2020 ne tutandika mu gw'omunaana okukola emirimu gyaffe nga tutegeka tribunal eno okukola emirimu gyayo. Emirimu gyaffe twagitandika nga tulina emitendera 3 gye tugenda okuyitamu. One, omuzungu kye yaliise pre-adjudication biki bye mulina okuteekawo nga temunnatandika kuwozesa misango. Stage eyokubiri ya adjudication kwe kuwozesa, eyokusatu post adjudication muteeka mutya mu nkola ebyo musazeewo nga mumaze okuwozesa. Pre adjudication kooti yateekebwawo, amateeka ag'okugobererwa ng'oleeta emisango weegali, rules of practice and procedure. Twateekawo systems ez'omunda mu tribunal mwennyini okulaba nti for example tribunal teriimu nguzi, tribunal erina manual ekola ku by'abakozi human resource manual, tribunal erina finance and accounting management manual, erina branding strategy, erina ebintu byonna byonna ebyetaagisa munda okubanga etambuza emirimu gyayo obulungi. Ebyo byonna byonna tubikoze mu mwaka guno ogusooka. Kaakati era ne ripooti yaffe twagikola recently ne tugiwaayo mu gavumenti okulaga bye tukoze mu mwaka ogusookera ddala. Actually nina wano kopi ya ripooti eyo yeeno gye twakola yasookera ddala ripooti yaffe. Kaakati tuli ready kutandika okukozesa emisango nga gituweebwa IGG. Nga bwe nkugamba nti ffe tetukola investigation directly. Tuli kooti ewozesa emisango IGG amaze okuinvestigatinga n'atuleetera. Tulina incident emu we tusobola okuwulira omusango obutereevu nga IGG tagunoonyerezaako. Omuntu ayinza okusaba IGG nti njagala kulaba ebyobugagga ebyaleetebwa ebyadeclaringibwa omuntu wano mu IGG. Kubanga oyinza okubanga walimba IGG nga nze nina obukakafu nti olina eka 600 wayogera eka 10 nga njagala ensonga ezo bazikubuuze kubanga wazikweka n'otazoogera. Kakati mba njagala okulaba statement gyewawa owa IGG ndyoke nkakase nti walimba oba tewalira mazima. Kakati etteeka mu section 7 ya Leadership Code Act liwa munnayuganda yenna right okusaba declaration eyo. Njagala kulaba oli kye yadeclaring. Kakati IGG ayinza okugaana n'agamba sijja kuwa declaration eyo. Kakati IGG bw'aba akugaanye oli wa ddembe okujulira mu Leadership Code Tribunal. Kati I will hear directly a complaint from the public. Kati bw'ojulira IGG kati bwe tuyita n'ogamba waliwo apiiru wano egaa nti tewamuwa declaration ya Asumaani Kiyingi jangu otubulire lwaki. Wabanga tatumatiza nti waliwo ensonga lwaki tawa declaration eyo, then nga tukola order nga IGG tumugamba nti omuntu mu declaration alabe Asumaani beyogera. So gye emisango gye tukolako directly. Otherwise emisango gyonna givaawa IGG.
So awo nzingiddemu nompa nibyo mwakatuukako kubanga kubadde kutandika. So kakati ebisinga okuba ekikulu kuba nti entandikwa weeri era mubadde musobola. Mulina musukako ku IGG oyo ku mwenna ani asinga amaanyi wabwe nnyonnyola bw'otyo. Ndaba nga IGG abatategese ttu mubanga abatalikwatako. Ate nemwe mbate kwegamba tewaliwo kumaanyi kubanga galinga gekubidde wa IGG yonna gemukozesa nga gigava.
No, tewali kyakusinga maanyi buli omu alina omulimu gwe. Kubanga IGG ogugwo gwakunoonyereza
yabakwase
n'afuna obujulizi. Kakati bw'afuna obujulizi nga bulumika omuntu ffe gwaffe gwakwajudicatinga ne tusalawo ng'amateeka bwe galagira nti onaagobwe ebintu abikomyewo. So buli omu alina obuvunaanyizibwa bwe. IGG anoonyereza, tetuli kooti ewozesa emisango IGG amaze okunoonyerezaako.
Okay. So awo sibo ndowooza ndi bumativu bulungi nnyo nzizeemu n'omulabi waffe amatidde nnyo njala kugenda wa mukulu Accra mbere nga mubuuza sir, with all due respect, I'm Arafat Musoke. I come from Butambala. I've seen a leader who is corrupt and I want to report. Could you briefly tell me how should I go about it? How should I report that leader who is corrupt?
Thank you very much, Arafat. You can walk to the office of the Inspector General of Government or the Inspectorate of Government, and then you place you raise your complaint. You can say, yes, I have a public servant in my area whom I suspect maybe is not being honest, because I see his lifestyle and somehow I'm not satisfied. If you did that, the Inspectorate of Government will open a complaint, and then we initiate the investigation. We can, if he's a public official or if he's a leader, he should have declared with the Inspectorate of Government. So we retrieve the declaration and then say, okay, what is, because when you come, it would be good if you had a bit of specifics and say, I know this public servant, he has an arcade in this town, he has an apartment here, he has a hostel here, he has this amount of land, and then he's driving this kind of vehicles. If you brought that information, it makes we quite fairly easy, because we will retrieve the declaration and then check and say, what is it you are saying? Is he having an apartment? Is he having, did he declare? So if he didn't declare, okay, one, maybe that is a breach, which we shall refer to the tribunal for trial. He will have to go there and explain why he did not declare, if in fact it is his and he did not declare. Okay. And if what he has declared, we can now go ahead and try and do some, what you would call, value. And say, we know from your declaration, you are saying this is your source of income from government. Then we do some bit of analysis and say, with this income, are you able to do all these? Okay? We may, for example, ask the valuers, a government valuer or private valuer, and say, please help us value this building here. What does it come to? Then we try and see that what you got from your known sources of income, if it is not commensurate with what you own, which you have declared, probably plus even which you have not declared, then we see that there is a breach there. We shall now prepare a report and then submit it to the Leadership Court Tribunal for adjudication. I had you like trying to impute that probably between the two who has who's more powerful.
Yes, more powerful.
No, it's not really a competition of a sort. We are really separate government entities which have been established by law. So, but we do work which what we do fits into what they do. So we are partners. There is no competition. There is no one who's more powerful. Everybody has a mandate as provided for by the law.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen Okirol, for that. We have almost 7 minutes left and we shall be out of here. But before we go, we have like 2 very crucial questions for both of you. Njakusoka namgara mkulu Honorable Asuman Chinji. Vibuzo biringa bibiri byojogatta. I come back to Mr. Stephen Okirol, and then 2 questions, then we shall have to close the show. Okusomozebwa kwe muyitamu mwe abali mu kooti eno nsaba otuyitemu ku nsonga eyo mpozi n'eyokubiri ojagigatta nti ffe abatulaba
what do you mean okusomozebwa?
Okusomozebwa nga mukola emirimu gyammwe tribunal gyeyitamu nga mukola emirimu gyammwe. I think am I clear there?
Not exactly, but I get it vaguely. Challenges. Okay.
Yes, challenges. Challenges that so far you faced by the tribunal. And then ekyokubiri kikati nakya fe abatulaba kati abatulaba STV, the public kati nga ffe tuyina kuzanya mupiira, which road we have okulaba nga tubawagira okulaba nti namutuufu mukola emirimu gyammwe. What is our role, we who are watching, we in the public? Tandikira usebo.
Kusomozebwa kwe tulina kyekiri mu ggwanga generally era bwe lutalo lutuko nti enguzi eyingidde nnyo mu communities zaffe oba society nti ebiseera ebimu tetukyayawula kiki ekituufu
ekikyamu
kubanga bangi mu ffe tulowooza nti tosobola kukola kintu kyonna kyonna nga totodde enguzi era it is becoming a norm yet should be something which is not normal kakati bw'obeera mu environment bwetyo olutalo lubeera luzibu nnyo so ffe nga bwe tubagambye tuli ku end process IGG, CID, Financial Intelligence Authority, ISO, Auditor General bakola investigations bumala okutuuka ku conclusion nti waliwo okukozesa obubi ofiisi okubbibwa kwa ssente alipooti neereetebwa kakati challenge tulina nti investigation agencies zino zikyalina obuzibu mu kunoonyereza ne zipiininga abantu emisango gikyali mitono egijja and yet okusinziira ku buli bw'enguzi obuli mu ggwanga obungi ennyo emisango gyali badde mingi nnyo egiva wa IGG ne there are few cases so eyo challenge yesooka ekyokubiri operationally budget ekyali ntono eya leadership code tribunal era tubadde tusaba gavumenti okwongera budget mu leadership code tribunal ekyokusatu waliwo ebifo bye tutannajjuza ewaffe nga audit procurement nebyo biri ntaano mu ripooti yaffe tubyogerako so leadership code tribunal eri prepared naye environment n'emisango emitono egivwa owa IGG kikyali kizibu etuli.
All right, what is our role for the public? Tulina kukola ekyokubanga ddala mutuufu we support your work mu abali ku tribunal.
Kakati public nga muganda wange bwagambye mu inspectorate olutalo luno si lwange si lwa honorable Betty Kamya yekka lwa buli munnayuganda yenna. First of all kutegeera nti kyetwogerako si ssente za Museveni si ssente za Kiyingi ssente zizo ssente zange. Bw'oba oyagala okulwanyisa enguzi tandikirawo okumanya ssente zo era oziteekemu amaanyi okuzikuuma nti omuntu yenna akwata ku ssente z'omuwoomusolo alinga ayingidde mu nnyumba yo n'akunyagako TV n'akunyagako ekintu ekikyo so olina okumuloopa olina okutandika investigation abeere ng'akangavvulwa essente zidde mu mirimu egyaffe ez'enguudo amalwaliro amasomero ebyobulimi byonna ebituyamba ffenna nifo kyokubanga bantu kinoomu bwe bafunamu.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Osman Kiyingi. I will go very fast to Mr. Stephen Okrol. There are two questions very briefly. Then we shall have to end our show today. The first is about, you've heard about this issue that it's only the small fish that you go for, but the big fish you fear them. So the issue of big fish versus small fish via corruption is very loud in the public. Another issue is about sanctions under the law against the corruption. Where do you pick up from those two?
Okay, thank you very much, Noah. But just before I answer that, I just want to pick from where I stopped, that if you are to report to the Inspectorate of Government, the Inspectorate of Government is spread across the country. We have 16 regional offices spread across the country. We have Kampala regional office in the central here. We have Mukono, then we have Masaka, we have Hoima in central here. Then we go to Mbarara, Kabale. There are 16 regional offices spread across the country. So you can walk into any one of them and then raise your complaint.
Okay.
Now, you are talking about small fish.
Yes,
and then
only small fish.
Big fish.
You haven't gone for the big one.
Okay, let me see it this way. I normally like to see it in two perspectives. You have come from, I don't know, where do you come from?
I come
Senyondo.
Senyondo. I come from Singo, Bukomero.
From Singo Bukomero.
Yeah.
I am sure maybe you grew up in Kampala.
Yeah, of
but
course.
if you grew up in the village, you must have gone to fish in the swamps there. And
of course.
in the swamps there, you can catch a fish which you think is a big fish, according to that swamp. So sometimes the big fish depends on the waters on which you are fishing. If you caught a cow in the district, if you caught an LOC 5 in the district, is that a small fish in the district?
Yes, we want to see.
A cow is a importer.
We want to see minister.
Is a crocodile. Okay?
A cow.
Yes, it's a crocodile in the district. If the cow takes money from the district, you don't know the damage that causes to the district. So you cannot say an accounting officer at the level of a cow who can also take 10 billion is a small fish. Certainly, I wouldn't
It's a big
think.
fish. Yeah, true.
It's certainly a big fish.
But it's a big,
in that water. Now, but then let's go back to the one I am sure you are familiar with.
Yes.
You know, if we are to take what you call a big fish to court, if we are to drag them to the regular court, let alone the leadership court tribunal, then you must have the evidence, which you present before a court so that they can convict him. Remember, it is the inspectorate of government who takes the big fish to court. That should prove to court that actually this man stole. The burden of proof is on the inspectorate of government. And the court requires that it should be proved beyond reasonable doubt. Now, but these big fish over time have been so clever in their activities that you will never see them signing for money or getting...
Those are the big fish.
Those are the big fish.
They never sign.
They never acknowledge that they have signed for money. So what happens is that the one you call a small fish, maybe an accounts assistant, is the one who raises a requisition for the big fish, is the one who goes to the, who's the check, in the terms of check, the check is written in the names of the accounts assistant.
Okay.
He's the one who goes to the bank and withdraws the money.
I get you.
And then when he comes, the big fish is not going to receive the money from him.
Yeah.
For him, he's going to just hand over the money because he's a big fish. Now, when the inspectorate of government comes, following the trail of evidence, it just stops at the, what you call the small fish. The small fish, the account assistant will tell you that, you know what, officer, I withdrew the money. It is true. I brought the money, but I gave it to my boss. You can kill me, you can do what, but he did not sign. Okay? Now, you cannot take the big fish on the basis of that because court is not going to believe that.
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence. How about if he is just lying? Okay? That is why the game changer you are talking about is this one of the lifestyle audit. Okay. If the big fish got the money from the small fish, he's not going to take that money to heaven.
He will have to spend
He will have to spend it within here. And what does he do? He will buy land, he will construct apartments, he will have holidays in Dubai with the family, he will have his children in international schools. So then now, from that angle, we are trying to shift the burden of proof from the inspectorate of government to the public official, that you prove that what you purport to claim is what you did not steal from government.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you've been very clear. As you end up, then the other question, actually, this is from me. How dare you take, for example, a PS of a ministry, and you leave a minister? Is it because he's accountable?
You see, it's not just public relations. You're not going to drag people for the sake of dragging, so that you may praise me that, yeah, the inspectorate has taken the minister. But if you cannot trace evidence of fraud to the minister, what is the basis of you now taking the minister? If the accounting officer, the PS is the accounting officer, he's the one who authorizes payment. Okay? So if it stops at that, can we have something linking the minister to the fraud? If it is not there, are you going to arrest the minister simply because he's the minister in the ministry?
Okay.
I think it's not fair. So the point is that we should be able to arrest and drag a big fish on the basis of the evidence which is available. If we are not able to do that, then let us do a life audit in them and say, okay, we cannot link you to this because you know what happens is that even in a contract, the minister is going to front a private person, a company, okay, who does the work, and then whether he does it well or he does it shoddy, gets paid, he withdraws the cash and then hands over, okay? You are not going to have evidence. You're not going to write a check paying the big fish. The contractor is going to withdraw money and then hand over. So when you follow the trail of money, it stops at the contractor. The contractor is going to tell you, yeah, I withdrew money, I had to pay my workers. But part of that money could have gone to the big fish. Now, then we look at the big fish, okay, up to that point, we have not got the big fish. We accept defeat there. All right, then we say, okay, but how is your lifestyle? What do you own and how is your lifestyle? We now want to shift that burden and say, please, let us know, because you're a public official. If you don't want us to ask you what you own, please don't go to public service.
Okay.
Yeah? Once you go to public service, you have opened yourself for scrutiny.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carol. Gatuunzika, Alpha, wena katalekeka?
Yes, it's just a small question. I wanted to direct it to Mr. Kroll. You want me to be part of this fighting corruption. I'm a citizen, a simple man from Botambala, and at the same time, I must report those who are corrupt. How do you protect me? How am I going to feel safe? Are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you. Let me begin by saying this. It should not be me to want you to be part of this. It should be your initiative. You know, when you say that I want you, it is like, it is my problem. Now I want you. We are saying no. The problem is yours. You should be part of it. Don't wait and then say, you see, I gave you an example of a border. Would you have to wait? They are not going to wait for protection or what. They are going to say, no, this is not correct. So we are arguing the public that it is not that the Inspectorate of Government wants you. You should be asking the Inspectorate of Government that why are you not involving us in all this?
All right.
Because the money is yours.
Like, yeah, so it is my money.
It is your money.
Oh, yeah.
This is public money.
Oh, yeah.
So we should not be looking for you. You should be looking for us. And in fact, you should be demonstrating as to why you are not being involved in this whole war.
I think it's very clear, Mr.
I'm risking my life too. Sorry?
You know,
I'm risking my life.
Okay, you are risking your life, but maybe because you are Muslim. If Jesus had not risked his life, for us Christians who believe in Jesus, we must have the Jesuses of today who accept and say, I would rather do the right thing and die other than pretending that I want to be safe watching the bad things. Some scholar, Albert Einstein, say that this world is a dangerous place, not because of the evil guys. It is because of the good guys like you who look on and do nothing.
I think you've been very clear there.
Yeah.
Mr. Cleo, because of time, your last word to the viewer, and then also Honorable will say his last word to the viewer.
Okay, thank you very much. My last word is this, that we have asked all places of worship, the Muslims, the Seventh-day Adventists, and the other Christians, that today, beginning today, this anti-corruption week, we expect that all places of worship, we expect all mosques to tailor their message to the cost of corruption, and to tell their followers that they have a duty in eliminating corruption. We're also saying the Seventh-day Adventists tomorrow, countrywide, when they are talking to their followers, please tell them that the war to eliminate corruption belongs to all of us. Then when it comes to Sunday, we are saying, let all other churches tell their followers that corruption has become a cancer, it has become a pandemic, we all need to join. We have also requested all local councils, from local council 1 to local council 5, during this period, to convene their council sessions specifically to debate anti-corruption, to debate the cost of corruption, the pain of corruption, and what they need to do. The war against corruption will continue until all of us who have a stake in ending it play our role.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen Okello. Honorable Asuman Tindi, ebigambo ebijja okuwuzika programu yaffe eri munnaffe alaba wano ku STV taata.
Abawuliriza abalungi, olutalo lw'okulwanyisa enguzi lwange naawe. Ffenna twagala okubeera obulungi, twagala enguudo ennungi, twagala amalwaliro amalungi, amasomero, abaana nga basoma bulungi, eggwanga eryeyagaza. Naye enguzi tesobola kubeerawo n'eggwanga ne lyeyagala. Bannayuganda twagala nnyo eggwanga lyaffe, naye enguzi etutamye eggwanga lyaffe. Njagala okuba omulanga eri bannayuganda bonna okwenyigira mu lutalo luno. Ate n'abo bonna abali mu bifo ebyobuvunaanyizibwa mu ofiisi za gavumenti, nti ofiisi ezo bannayuganda baazibawa nga trust, kubeesiga, siza kwegaggawaza ng'abantu. Tuzikozese nga tuyamba bannayuganda, nga tukola biyamba abantu bonna, si kwegasa ffe oba kwegaggawaza fekka. Emirimu giweebwa abantu abagisobola. Bw'ebeera tenda, omuntu alina obusobozi okukola omulimu ogwo agukole mu mazima era ng'agumaliriza, si gadibengalye. Buli kimu kitambule ng'amateeka bwe galagira. Bwe tunaakola bwe tutyo, eggwanga lyaffe lijja kutweyagaza era lijja kukulaakulana, lifaananeko ng'amawanga amalala agataliimu nguzi.
Webale nnyo, webalire ddala mu ngeri ey'enjawulo. Njagala kwebaza on behalf of STV, twagala kwebaza Honorable Asuman Kingi, Deputy Chairperson, Leadership Code Tribunal okubanga ze, and also in a special way on behalf of STV we thank Mr. Stephen Okello, the Director Research, Education and Advocacy at the Inspectorate of Government, for coming to visit us today. We promise that we have opened up working relationship between you people and also STV. We hope to work together, and also we hope to produce and edit those messages that are portraying about corruption, how bad it is. For example, what Mr. Okello has talked about, very interesting, and also about the tribunal. So please, thank you for coming, and thank you for being there. We wish you a safe journey back when you go.